Hey guys, it's Jess here from Jesslyn Coaching and Healing. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you like or subscribe. And today's video is going to be a reading from one of Neville Goddard's books, Awakened Imagination and the Search, with a focus on Chapter 4, The Pruning Shears of Revision. If revision is something you want to explore more of, I have a very simple short on YouTube that will help make a difference in your life. I will see if I can link it. If not, if you go to my shorts, you will find it if you scroll down. So, the second man is the Lord from heaven. Never will he say, caterpillars. He'll say, there's a lot of butterflies, as is to be, on our cabbages, Peru. He won't say, it's winter. He'll say, summer's sleeping. And there's no bud little enough, nor sad colored enough for Kester not to call in it the beginnings of the blow. Mary Webb, Precious Bane. The very first act of correction or cure is always revise. One must start with oneself. It is one's attitude that must be changed. What we are, that only can we see. Emerson. It is a most healthy and productive exercise to daily relive the day as you wish you had lived it, revising the scenes to make them conform to your ideals. For instance, suppose today's mail brought disappointing news. Revise the letter, mentally rewrite it, and make it conform to the news you wish you had received. Then, in imagination, read the revised letter over and over again. This is the essence of revision, and revision results in repeal. The one requisite is to arouse your attention in a way and to such intensity that you become wholly absorbed in the revised action. You will experience an expansion and refinement of the senses by this imaginative exercise and eventually achieve vision. But always remember that the ultimate purpose of this exercise is to create in you the spirit of Jesus, which is continual forgiveness of sin. So with the video I mentioned, my short, it's very simple, very basic, and it will help you get yourself into that state akin to sleep. Neville talked about the lullaby method, and he would have you find a brief statement, like up to 3 words, and repeat it over and over and over. And basically, you are self hypnotizing yourself, you are trancing yourself out and getting into the state akin to sleep, which is an alpha theta brainwave state, which is a very sleepy, drowsy state right before falling to a deeper sleep. And the way that I say the words in this short, I've noticed for myself years later that it's helping me now. And I can hypnotize myself with some of those words from that short. Anyways, one that Neville says is, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Or thank you, thank you, thank you. Revision is of greatest importance when the motive is to change oneself, when there is a sincere desire to be something different, when the longing is to awaken the ideal active spirit of forgiveness. Without imagination, man remains a being of sin. Man either goes forward to imagination or remains imprisoned in his senses. To go forward to imagination is to forgive. Forgiveness is the life of the imagination. The art of living is the art of forgiving. Forgiveness is, in fact, experiencing in imagination the revised version of the day, experiencing in imagination what you wished you had experienced in the flesh. Every time one really forgives, that is, every time one relives the event as it should have been lived, one is born again. So I'll share an example. I was in a very scary situation about 3 years ago, and a person was very angry and reactive, and they got in my space, yelling at me and basically pushing me off their driveway. And I was very shaken up by that. And I revised that this person was pole dancing in a tutu, and it totally shifted everything. And to this day, I have not had an issue with that person. It's a completely different experience now. It worked. Father, forgive them is not the plea that comes once a year, but the opportunity that comes every day. The idea of forgiving is a daily possibility, and if it is sincerely done, it will lift man to a higher and higher level of being. He will experience a daily Easter, and Easter is the idea of rising transformed, and that should be almost a continuous process. Freedom and forgiveness are indissolubly linked. Not to forgive is to be at war with ourselves, for we are freed according to our capacity to forgive. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. Luke 6, verses 37. Forgive not merely from a sense of duty or service. Forgive because you want to. Thy ways are ways of pleasantness, and all thy paths are peace. You must take pleasure in revision. You can forgive others effectively only when you have a sincere desire to identify them with their ideal. Duty has no momentum. Forgiveness is a matter of deliberately withdrawing attention from the unrevised day and giving it full strength and joyously to the revised day. If a man begins to revise even a little of the vexations and troubles of the day, then he begins to work practically on himself. Every revision is a victory over himself and therefore a victory over his enemy. With that being said, I must go now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to like or subscribe for more content, and I will see you again soon. Much love.